Hello and welcome to Meridian News Now. I'm ADRIANA COTERO.
And I'm Julie DUNMIRE.
An Okemos freshman surrounded by a group of students chanting "Lock her up."
Yes, all part of the come down from a heated presidential election year. That's our top story tonight. Post-election reactions at Okemos High School have the superintendent and parents saying bullying is bullying no matter your partisan. I spoke to a concerned parent from Okemos High School. Here's that story.
And she was just in the hallway walking with her friends, and all of a sudden a group of older boys surrounded her. One of them actually got up on a bench and they all started screaming, "Lock her up."
That was the scene at Okemos High School the Thursday after Election Day, when a freshman student decided to carry this sign to show her reaction to the election.
We heard Donald Trump and a lot of his supporters say that about Hillary Clinton during the campaign, and sadly, I think some of the boys took their cue from that.
DeMay says the incident for her daughter, who has always been heavily involved in student political groups at Okemos and the LGBTQ community.
No, it was not really an easy incident for my daughter.
Okemos Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Catherine Ash says the district is hoping to foster a learning environment for events like this one. And when it comes to bullying, she says, first of all, we're not going to tolerate any type of inappropriate behavior. Dr. Ash says the lack of civil discourse in the election has created a learning opportunity for students with this statement. We work with students to recognize disagreement is appropriate. It can add value to conversation, but we need to have civil discourse. And for parents like Susan, she finds peace of mind knowing Okemos has a plan in place for instances of bullying like this one.
I definitely felt like they understood what the problem was, and my understanding is that the boys involved have been dealt with. I don't know what happened because that's school policy.
Susan also says emails like this one sent out by Dr. Ash, though not directly related to the incident, eases her concerns. In Meridian Township, Julie DUNMIRE, HOMTV. And Dr. Ash also says they stick to their student code of conduct for as far as figuring out how to handle incidences like this one.
The general election may have passed, but votes are still being counted, and social media is buzzing as America is in the midst of an official election recount initiated after Donald Trump's victory. Jill Stein, Green Party candidate, says there is suspicion that voters may have been tampered with and now a search for voter fraud. Stein says the recount is to ensure that another nation has not tampered with the country's election system, as she is seeking a recount in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and our home state, Michigan. Hillary Clinton recently supported Stein in the recount, with Wisconsin being the first to agree to the request for a recount of the residents' votes.
Swearing in the new Meridian Township Board on Friday, December 2nd, you can attend the ceremony right here at the Meridian Township Municipal Building. The Honorable Thomas Boyd is presenting the oath to the board's 4 new members, as well as for those who are now a part of the Meridian Township Park Commission. Tuesday, December 6th will be the first meeting with the new Township Board members.
Are you wondering what new developments are coming to your neighborhood? Well, new projects are underway in Meridian Township, and these include new housing options. For individuals looking to make Meridian home, new developments will be available, such as Red Cedar Flats to be located on Grand River, Times Square Apartments on Marsh Road, and new townhouses on Okemos Road. Eye Care Associates of Hazlitt will also be among the group of new businesses calling the township home, as well as popular developments such as Chick-fil-A and Costco. Peter Menser tells us all about the activity surrounding these new developments.
We've seen a rise in activity over the last last 4 months. We have a lot of applications that have come in and a lot of that are in the docket for review for development projects that are going to be pretty significant.
Indeed, with new businesses promoting growth and attracting people into the community. These developments allow the township to capture funds from the various tax, with property tax and other fees bringing back additional funds to the township. Peter Menser believes the construction value for 2017 will increase with all the projects still under review. And HOMTV will continue to cover these developments as each process moves along.
Deer sightings, all too familiar to drivers in Meridian Township. With a growing deer population, people in the township are trying to expand its deer management. HOMTV's Malcolm Keenan tells us more.
Overpopulation of white-tailed deer is causing problems in the area, from ecological damage to car deer collisions. The problem isn't just on the road. More deer are coming into residential areas and eating plants in people's gardens. Jane Greenway tells us more about the conflict.
We get so many phone calls, probably lately about 10 to 15 phone calls a day from residents, particularly in the Okemos area, complaining about deer in the backyard.
Almost 50% of deer crashes occur in Michigan during the months of October, November, and December.
Well, Michigan has a severe deer crash problem because we have so many deer and a lot of cars on the roadway. So about 20% of all crashes involve a deer in Michigan each year, and 44% of those crashes occur in October, November, December.
Last year, 11 people were killed in deer crashes. Another 1,132 motorists were injured in deer/vehicle collisions. The coalition offers these safety tips to keep everyone safe.
Don't veer for deer, because a lot of times we'll have traffic crashes and they're a result of people trying to avoid a collision with a deer and they strike a tree.
In Meridian Township, Malcolm Keenan, HOMTV.
And to avoid hitting a deer on the road, remember to stay alert this fall. And if you do see a deer, remember not to swerve. Police say it's the best thing to do is to just keep going.
As the temperatures begin to drop, the Meridian Township Fire Department wants everyone to take precautions before heating up their homes. From old school furnaces to modern day heaters, there are safety concerns with all heating appliances. And more specifically, new age space heaters have become a popular purchase. According to Meridian Township Fire Inspector Tavis Millerov, it is important to follow the same rules that have been applied for decades now. These tips include keeping items 3 feet away from all directions of the heater, and if using a fuel fire appliance, be sure to use the correct fuel.
You know, home heating and heating appliances, typically, and especially going into the colder months of the year, this is the most deadly time of the year when it comes to home fires, and more often than not, the home heating equipment is attributed to that. We see all kinds of incidents happen as a result of these heating appliances, and a lot of times they don't have a very good outcome.
Home heating appliances can be picked up at your local hardware store, where residents can be informed on these precautions and more when purchasing.
And speaking of heating your home safely during the winter months, the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning heats up. This odorless, colorless, tasteless gas kills more than 500 Americans each year. That's according to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. All fuel burning devices produce carbon monoxide, with faulty water heaters and furnaces being the most common causes of carbon monoxide poisonings. The symptoms of carbon monoxide poisonings are headache, nausea, vomiting, confusion, and dizziness. Carbon monoxide poisoning is always preventable, and the MDHS offers some tips on how you can prevent it in your home.
Since it's the beginning of the cold weather season, it's time to get your furnaces checked, your water heaters checked, and other fuel burning appliances in your home checked by a licensed professional.
It's also recommended you make sure your carbon monoxide detectors are working properly. If you don't already have one, they can be easily purchased at your local hardware store. And coming up, how the elderly and people with disabilities got a home-cooked holiday meal.
And all you need to know about the upcoming Winter Farmers Market. After the break on Meridian News Now, your source for community news.
Our police, fire, and public safety organizations are an important part of our daily lives. See how they serve and protect by watching Beyond the Badge on HOMTV.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Whether it's in the senior center or out in the community, senior living helps older adults get the most out of Ingham County. Watch Senior Living on HOMTV.
Welcome back. In the spirit of the giving season, the Holiday Food Basket program is lending a helping hand to neighbors in need. Helping families, seniors, and people with disabilities, Meridian Township has made a point to make the holidays special for selected families. Meridian Township's Human Service Specialist, Darla Jackson, passed out food baskets at Edgewood Village Apartments this year before the Thanksgiving holiday.
The food baskets that I do, it's actually not through my office directly. It's through other organizations reaching out to these people who request food for the holidays. And it's a great way for the community to give back and actually show that everyone matters. That you know, maybe we can make the holidays brighter for the people who really truly need it.
The food baskets delivered not only helped the families that were in need by providing food for the Thanksgiving holiday, but enough food was given to each family to be able to last for an additional 1 to 2 weeks. Holiday baskets will be delivered around Christmas as well.
And for those wanting to give back all season long, Meridian Cares Donations offers that opportunity. According to a U.S. Census, about 13% or 5,000 people in Meridian Township live below the poverty level. The Meridian Cares campaign is designed to help those in need as they have organized multiple events. These include donating a winter coat, being a Santa to a senior, donating to the Emergency Needs Fund, serving on the Community Resources Commission, and of course, spreading the word. To view these events and more, visit Meridian Cares' Facebook page.
Meridian Township hosted their annual Day Before Thanksgiving sale at the farmers market last Wednesday. The cold and rainy weather didn't stop local residents from picking out last-minute items for their holiday feast. One of the most popular items for sale was fresh turkeys. Vendors started taking orders during the fall farmers market season. Spartan Country Meats brought around 90 turkeys to sell, with most of them being already reserved.
But the turkeys that we don't have sold, we'll take them back to the farm, and then we'll probably cut them up into the breast, wings, legs, and thighs, and then we'll sell them, freeze them, and sell them through the winter for people who want to get them at the winter farmers market.
Turkey during Thanksgiving, you'll be able to pick up more at the farmers market soon. That's right.
That's right, the season is beginning again. It's winter time, and Meridian Township is fully aware as they are hosting the winter farmers market all season long. This event is held at the Meridian Mall with 25 to 30 vendors participating each market day, located in the JCPenney corridor on the first and third Saturdays of the month from December to April. This is an opportunity to come in from the cold and check out the variety of homegrown and homemade goods. To become a vendor, the application and rules can be found online on the Township website.
And before he finishes making his list and checking it twice, Santa's stopping by the Meridian Township Historical Village. On Sunday, December 11th, the village will be open to the public for tours that'll take you back in time. Christmas in the village is from 2 to 4, with a tree lighting up the township at 4 o'clock.
And coming up, a look at sports with HOMTV's Andrea Urban.
Yes, winter sports are starting. Andrea, what do we have to look forward to this season?
We've got a lot of basketball to come, as well as a puck drop at Suburban Ice for Okemos hockey. When we come back to Meridian News Now, your source for community news. Get your head in the game with HOMTV's All Access Sports. All Access Sports is there to bring you news on high school, college, and professional teams in the area. Watch each week to catch game highlights, exclusive interviews with athletes and coaches, and in-depth player stories. Stay on the ball with All Access Sports only on HOMTV.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
I pledge. I pledge.
I pledge.
To do my part by scooping up after my dog to have a greener Meridian.
To help lessen the spread of disease.
To reduce the 4.4 million pounds of dog poo on the ground each year.
To stop dog waste from being the third leading contributor of water pollution.
I pledge to do my part. Do you?
Pledge to clean up after your dog for a cleaner Meridian.
The holiday season is underway, meaning winter sports are just beginning. We can look forward to hockey, skiing, snowboarding, and even ice skating camps to come. There are two very promising girls basketball teams from both Hazlet and Okemos this year. Okemos has a new head coach, Kristen Rasmussen. She was a former Chieftain, MSU Spartan, and even spent some time in the WNBA. Hazlet's veteran coach, Bob Courier, resigned last season after 7 years of leading the Lady Vikings to several CAAC Red Conference titles. He has retired, and the new head coach of Hazlet is local Ross Baker. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming games for both of these teams. We've got some Okemos hockey on Friday and Saturday, facing Byron Central and then Grand Ledge over at Suburban Ice in East Lansing. Tomorrow, Okemos girls basketball hosts Chandler Park Academy at home for their season opener. As well as Hazlet girls basketball, they travel to their neighbors down the street, none other than the Lady Chieftains of Okemos, hosting Hazlet on Friday. Boys basketball for both Hazlet and Okemos begin next week. The Okemos boys basketball team has started out their season as celebrities, chocolate milk mustache celebrities. The boys basketball team was named one of the United Dairy Industry of Michigan's Chocolate Milk Nature Sport Drink recipient, promoting good nutrition. This winter, 80 Michigan high schools will team with the awarded funds and purchase and provide chocolate milk for all student athletes. Over the last 4 years, this grant has been successful in nearly 300 schools across Michigan, including Okemos now in that mix. This grant is all about building awareness around and importance of good nutrition. And according to the 2015 dietary guidelines, people over 8 years of age doing physical activity should include 3 servings of chocolate milk products in their daily diet. Congrats to the Okemos boys basketball team on this title. That's all for sports this week. Julie and Adriana, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Andrea. Now we take a look at this week's Pets of the Week from Capital Area Humane Society and the Ingham County Animal Control and Shelter.
Meet Snoopy from the Ingham County Animal Control and Shelter. This handsome guy loves to wrestle and has no idea how strong he really is. He's a true snuggle bug, so a couch to crash on and someone to cuddle with is a must.
And now say hello to Finnick from Capital Area Humane Society. This cutie is ready for any adventure his new family will be able to take him on. Hiking, he's in. Finnick says, let's do it if you're talking about swimming. He's friendly with everyone he meets and can't wait to meet his new family members.
For more information about these pets and where to adopt them can be found on our Home TV Facebook page.
And that's all for this week's Meridian News Now. Remember, you can always stay up to date with Township News by following HOMTV.net or following us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Julie DUNMIRE.
And I'm ADRIANA COTERO. Thanks for watching.